Ken Canion. I'm your host of Love, Lust, and Lies. So today's topic is what men find highly attractive in women. I got this letter last night. Well, it wasn't a letter like the truest sense, but it was what it was more or less a paragraph. What she basically said was, dear Ken, I've been screwing up with men for a long time. I think I am a good catch. They say that I'm a good catch, but I end up striking out most of the time. I really want to know, what do men find attractive in women? Because I see women who are not as attractive as me, just keeping it real. They are with great guys, and I wonder how they got them. What am I doing wrong? All right, sign Sharita. Her name is Sharita. And I said, okay, Sharita, so what we're going to do is I'm going to answer your question today on my live and in my, I call it my magnet attraction series. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about what it is that highly attracts men. And because a lot of women think that it is their body. But before we get into that, let me talk about the homework from yesterday. How many people did their homework from yesterday? We were talking about yesterday how what happens is you want to go from casual to commitment. What happens is you alleviate the sex part of it, and then it shows you all about how you actually go from casual to committed. If you didn't see that, go back yesterday, because that was fire, y'all. It was fire. I was spitting fire. And I'm telling you, I'm going to help some people. So go back and do your homework. Some people are sending me their homework. That means that they're serious in what they want to do. Some people are not serious. Some people just trying me out just to see if this guy knows what he's talking about. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. I do. Like I said, I've written 9 books. I've helped thousands of people change their lives. I know why human beings do what they do. I know why you do what you do. I know why I do what I do. And what happens is and just remember, we are conditioned to do what we do. Meaning there's a thing called neuroassociative conditioning. We do what we do because we're conditioned to do it. That's why you drive to work the same way every day. Not now, because you shut in, but during the time when you drive to work the same way every day. You go in, you do your computer, you get your computer every day, you get your same stuff. You do the same routine every day because you are conditioned to do it. Now, that is the program that you operate under. So that program that you've been operating under has caused you to get certain results in your life. So what we're trying to do, what I am doing by doing this series, doing all of the stuff that I'm doing, I am attempting to reprogram you in another way, to think in another way. That's simply what it is. All right, so let's get going in it so we can get started. Do you ever wonder why, y'all? Do you ever wonder why, like she was saying in there, you look at ladies, do you ever wonder why you see a lady who's got a great guy and you think to yourself quietly, you think, dang, I'm finer than her. I make more money than her. I'm funnier than her. What is it? How is it that she gets a guy like that and I don't have anybody? And so we're going to dispel all of those myths today. And what we're going to talk about is, how can you attract the man of your dreams? And it's not based on how you look. Now, granted, y'all, looks take you a good place. Looks will grab his gaze. But here's the thing, what you don't understand about looks. You're thinking you have to look a certain way. But what it is people are attracted to different things. Like one guy, me and my buddy saying, I like thick women. My wife is thick. Okay, he doesn't. He likes slim women. What happens is you put everybody in a box. Don't women like different men? You like some tall, some short, some dark skinned, light skinned. There's no one thing. And so as far as physicality goes, Everybody likes different things. So let's start there. Stop putting all of your stuff in the basket and say, because I ain't got no big booty, then they ain't gonna like me. They just like women with big booties. That's a lie. Okay? There are plenty of women who ain't got no big booty, got a man. So they like women with long hair or whose hair is not this. I wear natural hair. All of that stuff, those are limiting beliefs that you've created in your mind to justify the situation that you're in. I'll say it again. Those are limiting beliefs that you have to justify the situation that you're in. So that being the case, let's jump right into it. Let me show you the things. Let me tell you the things. I want to pull back the curtain and tell you the things that men that attracts them. All right. So let's start here. Number one, elevation requires separation. And you might say, well, what? See, here's the problem. The first thing you got to realize is you're in a competition. And so when you get to the point, people say, oh, I'm not in a competition. I ain't competing against nobody. That right there is a lie. That's a lie that you tell yourself. We're all in a competition. Don't you compete for the job that you want? Don't you compete for the house that you want? And the thing is, you don't like competition, but because you don't like the possibility of losing the competition. You know how I know you like competition? The reason you like competition is how many of you out there have a professional sports team? Yep, pretty much all of you. I like the Atlanta Falcons. They're great, but I love them, right? But the thing about that is, if your favorite sports team played a game and there was no score, no winner, or nothing, would you watch? Absolutely not. You would not watch, because you got to get it at first. Number one, get it out of your head that you're not in a competition. You are in a competition. But the reason why is I wrote this down and I thought about it. I said to myself, the reason why you don't like competition is because of the notion that you're comparing yourself to somebody else. And see, I look at competition totally different. I look at competition like this. I am comparing myself to myself. As long as I am getting better, I will be better suited to compete for the thing that I desire. Okay? And so when you take that approach, then all of a sudden, I'm not competing against somebody else for this, but I'm competing against myself to be better than I was last week. Because whenever you compare yourself to someone else, you're in what I call perpetual frustration. This perpetual frustration, you can never do it. You can never win. Because the thing is, an apple is a fruit. An orange is a fruit, but you cannot compare an apple and an orange because they're two different kinds of fruit. And when you compare an apple and an orange, because their attributes are different, they can never be the same, so there can never be a clear comparison. And what you're doing is you're going out there comparing yourself to the woman that makes $100 and some $1,000, but yet she's miserable going home to herself with no one. You're comparing yourself to the guy out there who's buff, who's got this body, he ripped and everything, but he's insecure as hell. All right? Because that's why he work on his body all the time, because he's dumb as hell or the rest of his life is shit. And then you compare yourself to him thinking just because he got a six-pack, man. And you live in this perpetual comparison state. And this perpetual comparison state takes you to a place of depression, takes you to a place of less value. I believe I'm less than because I compared myself to things that I'm not supposed to be comparing them to. So I tell them this, look, stop. You're in a competition, but you're in a competition with yourself. You're in a competition with your former self. How was I last week? How am I the week before? Stop saying you're not in a competition. You are in a competition. Embrace that. And when you embrace that, you get better. You get better. You get better results as a result of being better. So stop it. That's number one. The number one, elevation requires separation. Okay? Remember, you're in a competition. Number two, and I wrote this down, y'all. Number two, and yesterday, I don't know if y'all saw this yesterday. A lot of people on the live yesterday. Y'all said something that Milani Shani brought to my attention. She's my business partner, and we coach women together. We're going to be doing all kinds of seminars. She helped me write this book, Just Ask 50 Questions to Know If He's the One. And she said something yesterday, something that I said off the cuff, but I believe it. This is shit I live. I was talking about everybody is a personal brand. And I explained what a brand is, and I'm going to go into it in a second. But then when she called me and she said, Ken, that's the difference with you. She said, you have to expound on that. Because I help companies, y'all. I help companies build brands. Okay, I am a brand developer. I'm the brand architect. I'm good. I've helped people make money. I help people get on reality shows. The truth of the matter is, I'm good at helping people get noticed. That's what I do. I'm an expert at that because I know how a brand works. I know what happens. And the second thing is this: you have to be willing to develop your brand. See, so when she hit me with it, I was like, I sat there and just slapped myself upside the head. I'm like, yo, that's brilliant. Because each one of us are a brand, okay? And we're gonna teach a class on this. We're gonna teach a whole course on it because everyone is a brand. Let me tell you what a brand is. A brand is who you are, what you do, and what makes you different, okay? Now, the thing you gotta understand about a brand is nothing more than a mental imprint that people have about you. Now, when you think of Target, you think of, okay, Target. That's a higher end, a low cost store, but it's a higher end than Walmart. When you think of Walmart, you think of the low price leader. When you think of Neiman Marcus, when you think of Bentley, they have a brand. And this brand, and what the brand is a mental imprint that someone else has about you, okay? Now, let me get deep on this. The problem with the brand is that everyone already has a brand because people have a mental imprint about you. The problem is that you have allowed them to create the thought process that they want about you. The reason why Geico and all these companies spend all of this money is because they spend the money to twist, to alter your thinking about them. And what we're going to do in the brand coaching of women, I'm going to show them how to project the attributes so that the other party thinks what you want them to think about them. Y'all, Geico don't do these commercials just because. They do them because they want you to have a certain thought process about them. Okay? And so what a brand is simply this. How do you cultivate a brand? You cultivate a brand in a relationship so that attracting a good guy is whatever your core values are. Okay, those are the things you live by. A brand has a set of core attributes, core values, and what they do is promote those attributes. Okay, and what they tell you is these are our attributes. Lexus ain't trying to be Ford. That's the truth. Bentley, they're not trying to be Chevy. Chevy ain't trying to be Mitsubishi. All of them have a select group of attributes. Let me think about that. Think about this for a minute. And what you have to start doing is promoting your attributes so that he creates a mental impression of you. When you think about Volvo, what does BMW say? BMW says, we're the ultimate driving machine. Volvo says, when you want to get there safely. The whole thing, the whole brand is getting around safety. And when a parent, and they show a lady in the car with her kids, and people say, I want that. They're not like BMW, they're a luxury car, but I want that. You got to be willing to build your brand. Soon, we're going to show you how. I'm going to show you how to do it. Number three, a man, what's attractive to a man is a man who is a woman. It's attractive to a woman who is consistent and loyal. Now, there are two different things. I want you to understand what they are. And I think people don't get it twisted what that means. You know, you ever heard that whole thing where a man says a ride or die chick, they did songs about a ride or die chick. Let me break down what the hell that means. What that means is a woman who is consistent simply means this. A man needs to know what to expect from you. If one day your mood swing is up, the next day you down, one day you happy, the next day you press, I don't know what to expect from you, and thus I repel you. Now let me tell you what happens. That's why we do the same things every day. The way the brain works is simply this. The brain needs consistency. It needs consistency because whenever the brain has to work outside its normal capacity, its normal workload, it's a strain, it's a stress. That's why when you introduce something new in your life, you have to condition your mind to see it, to what you're doing. That's why you have to do it over and over and over again, because the human mind loves consistency. That is the reason why I'm attracted to a woman who is consistent. I know what she is consistent in her moods. She's consistent in, if she told me she was going to get the bill paid, she got it paid. If she told me that she was going to do this, I trust that it's done, because that is attracted to me. Even if she told me she wasn't going to do something, even if she said, you know what, Ken, that's my standard, I'm not going to do it. But at least she's consistent. And so what a man says is, I know what to expect from her. Whenever he doesn't know what to expect, a man repels that. And the truth of the matter is, here's what it happens. Because it's just like this. When I come, I always tell people when I'm coaching couples and I'm coaching people, and I say, listen, when a man comes home, here's what he needs now. He needs his house needs to be a place of peace. Because I'm fighting the world out there. Here's how he looks. I'm fighting the world out there. Then I come home to you and I got to fight you. Then I have no sanctuary. I have no place that I can be peaceful, that I can let loose and be who I am. There's got to be a place where I can let loose and be me. If I can't be me any place, I'm going to find a place where I can be me. I'm going to find a place that's a sanctuary so I don't have to worry about it. So I don't have to say this. I got to find that place. And so when he says a ride or die chick, what he simply means is I need somebody that is consistent and loyal. And loyal simply means this, y'all. You know what? I need somebody to stand up for me. And there are a lot of people out there. Nobody stands up for them. And a man, a woman needs this too. A woman needs, you need a man that, the reason why a woman's number one need is the need for security is because a woman needs somebody with, especially if she had a good relationship with her father. Now some didn't, and that's dysfunctional too, because then they go searching for it. But they know that my father will stand up for me. And now they got the heavenly father, but I need to see my heavenly father on a daily basis. So I need somebody to stand up for me. That is so critical. That's simply what security is. What security is, what she's saying is that when you go work, all I'm saying is you standing up for me financially. If a brother get in my face, disrespect, now you standing up for me physically. And what happens is if they see somebody, if they don't believe that you're going to stand up for them, there's going to be a void. And the same thing for men. They need to see that. They need to see it. The fourth thing, and I'm running out of time, and I'm gone, y'all. Ooh, this one good. This one good. A man is attracted to a woman who can do without him. I'll repeat that. A man is attracted to a woman who can do without him. As long as, remember, I told you this like several times over the last couple of weeks since we started this show, that a man wants to be in your world. He doesn't want to be your world. Okay. And so what happens is if you tell a man, and so I always tell people, and so I had a client the other day, and this is what I told her. I said, do not reward bad behavior of a man. If a man does bad and he says, can I come over? So you know you can't. What happens is what you want to do is, because we are not moved by what you say, we're moved by what you do. Okay. And so here's what I told her to do. I said, whenever the bad behavior presents itself, I want you to withdraw from him. Now watch this. See, men don't go by what you say, they go by what you do. All right, they're not moved by that. So what happens is I said withdraw. I said, because if you don't withdraw, what you're doing is you're subconsciously rewarding bad behavior. And when you reward bad behavior, what am I gonna keep doing? I'm gonna keep doing the same bad behavior. So you have to be in a situation where I would like to be with you, but I don't need to be with you. You have to be independent. You have to have things going on. You have to be willing to walk away. You have to say, you know what? I love you, but I love me more. And what happens is, I said this, I think a long time ago, the first live, whenever you put a man up, whenever you lower yourself to put a man up, he will not respect you for that. He will not have respect for you. And so until you understand that it is attractive if you're willing to do without him. Whenever you ever notice how sometimes you pull away from the man, don't even tell him why. Don't even say why you did it. Just do it. When you do it, he'll call you and say, "What's wrong with you?" And then what you do is you say, "Now, here's what." Now, listen to me carefully. Whenever you pull away, he's going to come forward because he wants to know what's going on. Because we as men want to fix it. We want to know what's wrong. Okay? So when he comes forward and he says, "What's wrong with you?" Don't say nothing. I get tired of women saying, I said, "Well, what did you say?" "Nothing." Okay? Then he going to say, "Well, what's wrong?" "Nothing." "What's wrong?" "Nothing." And then what's going to happen is he going to get mad because you say that. But what you do say, here's how you change behavior. Once you withdraw because of the bad behavior, then he say, "What's wrong?" And then you say, "Here's what I noticed. I noticed this happened. Here's how I feel about what I noticed. And then here's what I want to happen from moving forward about what I noticed." And that's all you have to say. Then he's going to be like, "Well, I ain't." And you say, "Well, I'm not going to argue back and forth with you. I'm just telling you what I noticed. I'm telling you how I feel about it and to tell you what I want to happen." And pull back. Pull back. Watch what happens. And don't go back and forth with him. You know how they say, "I ain't going back and forth with you, baby." You know, he don't say baby, but you get what I'm saying. Because what that does is when you pull back, they're wondering, am I still good? Am I still in there? What the hell is going on? But see, most of you out there have been rewarding bad behavior. And as long as you're rewarding bad behavior, that's what you're going to keep getting. And 5, last but not least, a man is attracted to a woman who appreciates a sense of humor, y'all. Why y'all think we try to make y'all laugh? Why we think because if you think about it, the world is serious. But when I'm with you, I don't need you walking around all serious about everything. If I slap you on the booty, just grin. You know, I don't need you running around serious. The bill ain't been paid. Okay, it was late last month. It's late this month. But I need to know that you're playful. I need to know, because you know why? Because I need to see you as fun, especially if I'm going to be with you. And then because I don't need to see you as a source of stress. If a man sees you as a source of stress, he's getting out of there. It won't be long. It won't be long. That's what y'all. So let me keep this on. Eventually, one of these days, I'm gonna start doing a series on a side chick. But that's what the side chick got. See, the side chick, what the side chick has over you is the side chick is stress-free. The side chick offers no stress. And so what happens is when I go over there and hit the side chick, I ain't talking about me, but I'm just saying, when somebody go over there and hit the side chick, what happens is he's going there not because of the sex. The sex is a byproduct of a place where I can let my head down, be stress-free, relieve all my stress, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And what I'm saying is, you be that place. I'm Ken Canion. This has been Love, Lust, and Lies.